with the holidays coming up, he asked, how can you incorporate Highland traditions, both modern or ancient, into your holiday celebrations? He says, my family is a mix of Norse, heathen, agnostic, and Christian. Currently, we do a Yule log, and we do straw goats, and we do a Christmas tree. He's wondering what other kinds of things can he do to Celtic up his holidays.
We'll break this into wearing and then, decorating.
Oh, it's all about clothes for you, isn't it? Okay.
I'm a clothes horse.
Okay. I'm a culture horse.
Exactly. For the family event and that kind of thing, well, the clothes one's going to be quick. Wear something that's holiday colored. Done.
With LED lights?
Exactly.
You remember the time we did those
Christmas
sweaters?
Sweater. Yep.
We did the ugly Christmas sweaters. I had one that actually lit up.
We review shortbread.
Ho, ho, ho! We wore it on the show.
We got to do that.
It was
again.
horrible.
Yes, indeed.
It's pretty horrible.
I still love it. I only have one, though. I got my Flyers one. That's it. Anyway.
Yeah, that's kind
sorry.
of cool.
So for around the house, what do we do for Celtic holiday season?
I was going to talk about customs and tradition, so why don't you talk about decoration? Because I think I know where you want to go with it. So why don't you lead off with some decorations?
All right.
I'll dovetail on it.
I'm going to focus on tree and food settings.
Right.
So, tree. One, you can do tartan tree skirt. You can do tartan Christmas stockings over the on the mantle or hanging from the mantle. You can do tartan bows hanging from the tree. You know, they sell those at a lot of the CVS and that kind of stuff around the holidays. I've seen people take long, skinny strips of tartan and wrap it around the tree like garland. So that's something you could potentially do. You could add some Celtic ornaments to the tree. Thomas the Tank Engine is British, so maybe a little Thomas the Tank Engine going around the bottom. Yeah.
I just love the theme.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else tree related. Those are the only ones that kind of jumped out to me.
Okay. Should I jump in? Are you jumping out? So I'll jump in.
Are you going tree or are you going completely different?
I would go tree and then go completely different. So.
Okay, let's do tree, then we'll do table.
Okay. Table?
Yes, don't ruin it.
Okay. All right. Okay. If you want, basically, a Christmas tree is originally a Yule tree. It is originally a pre-Christian thing. The custom came over to the British Isles in the Victorian era. It was originally German. So there's really technically nothing Celtic about a Christmas tree, which means you can do whatever the hell you want. The tree is a symbol of life. It's a symbol of renewal. It has other symbology based on what spiritual thing you're talking about. My thinking is to Celtic it up, go with more natural ingredients. This is also, from a pagan perspective, it's also good for that. But from a Celtic standpoint, the tartan is good. I would suggest for the Christians in your family, they might appreciate using something like Bridget's crosses, which are technically a decoration and a craft for St. Bridget's Day, but there's no reason you can't use them for a holiday decoration other times of the year too. They're beautiful, they're rustic, they have a very wholesome feel to them, and you can make them at home. So you have a family activity, you can work into that too, and you can make them into Christmas tree / Yule tree ornaments. So that's my first suggestion as far as the tree is concerned.
I was also, now you got me thinking you want more nature kind of thing, less tartan.
It's always nature as far as I'm concerned, but
fair.
Yeah.
Sprigs of heather kind of in the tree to give it a color, a little bit of purple.
Get that purple.
Little feel going on there.
Yep. Get a little,
Exactly. Now, table. Table runner in tartan. So I'm going back to product / tartan stuff. Table runner, because it's a great visual representation of it. Table runner, napkins, tablecloths, maybe a little centerpiece of flowers with thistle or heather and that kind of stuff in it. I'm trying to think of anything else table or food related outside of the food, but dining related.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about food so much because we actually have a video on food planned, so we'll talk about that in about a month.
Okay,
go ahead.
Anything else around the table?
This is food related, but it's not something I talk about in the food video, which is about Celtic comfort foods you can incorporate into the holidays. But very traditional food for the Yuletide is ham. The reason it's ham is because it goes back to eating boar in the Middle Ages. And you have the tradition of the boar's head, which was a profile a status symbol food. If you were wealthy enough, if you were a lord in the Middle Ages, then you would have gone hunting for a boar, and you feed the boar, have it roasted for the company, and the head was presented to you as a trophy piece. So actually, ham or a pork product is very traditional. It also goes back to the pre-Christian roots because you slaughtered the hogs in the fall, and you often did it in a sacrificial way. So having a pig as food was a way of celebrating your success, celebrating the fact that your farm was healthy, that your family was healthy. So that's a very traditional thing to do.
Now, do you eat the head?
No. You could eat some meat off of it, but basically you would decorate it, and so I would say have ham, but really gussy it up, make it beautiful. I think presentation is important for this kind of stuff. Okay. The other thing that goes with the table and everything else is fire. As a lot of you probably already know, Halloween or Samhain is a fire festival, so lighting things on fire is huge. Lighting things on fire is huge in Scotland around Christmas time because they kind of combined
the winter solstice.
Correct. They combine both Celtic and Norse traditions, and whereas Celts would burn things in the fall and the spring, Norse cultures burn stuff more in the winter. And so that's why if you look at Hogmanay, you have fireworks and you have all these fire festivals in various forms throughout Scotland. So the Yule log is absolutely a tradition that applies to both pagan and Christian sides. One thing you can do with the Yule log is to people I know will write wishes for the new year on slips of paper and then tie them into a ribbon which is wrapped around the log. Could be a tartan ribbon. And then when you burn the log, you're just basically watching the wishes and the log burn, and it just feels good. It feels like a sense of closure and also hope for the future. So
what's the big
fire? Lots of fire.
What's the big fire festival up in Orkney? Is it Uphelya?
Uphelya, which is not related to the holidays. It comes later. Yeah. A lot of people think it's a Christmas, New Year's thing, but it actually comes later.
When is it?
It's sometime in January.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. They swing a bunch of fireballs around and run.
Well, the fireballs that's a one town. I forget the name in Scotland where they march down the street.
Yeah.
Swinging these balls of fire on chains above their heads.
As you do.
So basically, the whole thing about the holidays is to remember that you're surviving the winter, you're prepared to survive the winter, and to celebrate the fact that the family is healthy. So fire is important, comfort food is important, good drinks are important.
Always.
Fruitcake. There's a lot of Celtic and Scottish, Irish and Scottish traditions of fruitcake-like foods. Again, it'll be in that video we're talking about. Make it yourself. It will be good. Trust me. Do not think that fruitcake is bad because of store-bought American fruitcakes. They are freaking delicious, especially if you soak them in brandy or rum for 3 months before you eat them. That is a fantastic, very traditional food to have for the holidays, whether you're being Scottish or Irish or something in between. So I could go on and on about this. There's a lot you can do.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of the traditions are definitely commingled. So your family, regardless of the mix of the spiritual outlooks, there's a lot of stuff you can all share at the same time because they've kind of, through wanton usage, have become a thing.
Yeah, and it's fun, religious as well as ethnic backgrounds. Whether my wife being Polish and Scottish and my German, and mixing all of those types of foods together. Food is kind of the common denominator with all the different ethnicities and stuff. But mixing all of it together, that's the beauty of America, is being able to have all these different tastes of all these different cultures and kind of throw it all together and be like, ooh, that's really cool from that one, and that's really cool from that one. And ooh, I never tasted this before. That one's awesome. So.
Yep. I think any activity where you're bringing the family together is good. So I think the the writing the wishes on slips of paper, or the it's like why you light candles together for Hanukkah. That's why Jewish people do that.
Yeah.
Anything that brings people together. So.
I would say anything with food and alcohol is just as important, if not more.
Yep. And there's guising traditions, which are both Samhain and Yuletide, depending on what part of the world you're in.
Guising, as in
putting on a disguise. Yep. Traditionally, trick or treating in Ireland and Scotland, you had to perform a trick to earn the treat, which is something that you'll find in Christmas traditions in Wales, with the what's the name of that? The Merry Lwyd, which is this horse thing, which will come to your house and it will tell you, it'll ask you a riddle, and you have to answer. And if you fail to answer, then the Mary Lwyd and its entourage come into the house and take over the party. But honestly, whether you answer or not, they're there to party. So the Mary Lwyd comes in and people sing songs and they drink alcohol, like a punch or a mulled cider, and trick or treating for Samhain/Halloween used to be that too. Basically, kids would dress up in costume. They'd go around to the houses, either to hide from spirits or to represent spirits, depending on the interpretation. And you had to show your hospitality and respect for them. But in return, they had to do a trick to earn the treat. They had to sing a song or do a little dance or tell you a story or something like that in order to earn the treat. So it's not practical jokes. It's not like a threat. I'm going to play a prank on you. Give me candy.
Yeah.
It's no. I'm going to earn something by doing something nice for you. So I think that's a much better tradition.
So I have 2 takeaways. 1, kids today are too entitled. They don't do tricks anymore.
Maybe.
And 2, what's the Welsh horse thing called?
Mary Lwyd.
Yes. So he's effectively like the high school jock taking over the party, like kicking down the door, like, "All right, guys, it's mine now."
If the high school jock was a skull of a horse with glowing eyes, then yes, it's Welsh.
Yeah. All these all the German old German kids stories and all these old things. It's if you actually start reading them, it's scary. Some of the stuff that they were telling kids.
It is.
What's the Rumpelstiltskin tore himself into and all this weird stuff.
It was a scary world, man.
Oh man,
it was a scary world, and
weird
you wanted
stuff.
your kids to be able to deal with it. But I think the other big thing is the reciprocity. We are not as keyed into reciprocity in the modern society as they were back then. A gift for a gift, as we say.
That's fair.
Hence earning the treat.
Yes, so we are too entitled.
Yeah, so I rambled a bit. I'm willing to elaborate on this online if it helps anybody. But there's so much you can do, and a lot of the stuff that you already do is actually based on either pagan traditions or old Celtic traditions, like a lot of holidays. So you're probably doing more than you think already.
And when you go trick-or-treating this year, do a little magic trick, little dance, do a little something.
Mm-hmm.
Just for them. Mm-hmm. Confuse people. Be like, it's part of tradition. It's fine. Hello, my baby. Hello,
especially
my honey.
Especially if you're a grown-up.
Hello, my rectangle.
Okay, kids, out of the way. Okay, sir, here. Have some more.
Please go away.
Thank you for coming. Happy Halloween.
Exactly. Damn kids. All right, Mr. Mac.
I shoot up a lot of time with that. I'm sorry.
There's some comments here. So I'm gonna go over some of those.
They're concerned for
I'm curious to know what other families out there do.
So there was suggestions to use the head of the pig to make head cheese later.
That sounds more Dutchy, but yeah.
That was
yeah.
Somebody, a stray cat, asked about candied haggis. Maybe
old
that's
stray cat.
Maybe we just start doing some candied haggis.
How about this? How about this, stray cat? Haggis with candy corn inside.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Or hard candy, so you get one and you don't know.
I just threw it in my
they
mouth.
would melt.
Maybe that could be a new jelly bean flavor. Haggis jelly beans.
You know what is a traditional sweet for the holidays though is mincemeat pie.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yep. That's another one which is pan British and Germanic mincemeat pie.
Yep.
Delicious.
I'm still stuck on the candy corn and haggis, or like the little pumpkins.
Are you pro or anti candy corn? Because I'm pro candy corn.
I actually like candy corn.
I love candy corn.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I know a lot of people hate it.
Don't care. Yeah, people hate on candy corn. They're great for fake teeth.
You do that too?
Oh, of course, everyone does it.
Awesome.
Yes.
Not everyone. My wife looks at me. She's like, "Really?
Again? Come on.
Again? Yeah."
Dads do it.
Point. It's a dad thing.
Max,
It's definitely a dad thing.
Yep.
Whoa.
Exactly.
And we do have Chuck said red and green ground effect lights on the bottom hem of his kilt.
Is that like you're guiding him in for entry? Is that like like a runway? I mean. There are kilted Santas. Ooh. There are a lot of kilted Santas out there.
Yeah,
Clan Claus.
Jonathan King. Marshmallow chick flavored haggis.
Oh.
The holidays are a big deal. Every culture, every nation has their own spin on what they do. But what really comes down to is what your family loves to do and what brings you together. Tell us in the comments what your personal family traditions are. If you want some more information about Celtic culture and how you can apply it to daily life, not just the holidays, check out these videos over here. We hope you have a great season, no matter how you celebrate, and we would appreciate it if you like, thumb up, and subscribe to us. Take care.